Hi viewers, I'm here with my good friend Andrew from Myohealth Therapy. He is one of Sydney's better masseuses, if not one of the best. Does a lot of professional sportsmen, a lot of people just heavily into their own training, and now he comes in and massages us regularly here at Little Tokyo. So we're just going to talk about the health benefits of it, some of the things he's learnt in his career, what he's noticed tattoo artists suffer from, ignore, what they can do to make themselves better, that sort of thing. So first of all, welcome to A Colourful Life podcast. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me, Reese.
Awesome. So let's get a little bit about you. How did you end up in this field?
Well, I think growing up, I was playing a lot of sports. So with playing a lot of sports when you're younger, you get a lot of injuries.
Yep.
So I was seeing physios pretty often, and as I got older, I saw the benefits of it, and I really enjoyed visiting them. And then once I finished school, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be sitting in a chair or being in an office. Yep. Or being in that scene, or I needed to do something with myself in terms of with my hands or something related to sports. And then since then, I did a Bachelor's of Health Science in uni, yep. But I majored in a movement science degree. So again, just with relating to sport.
Yep.
From there, on my last year, I decided that I wanted to be more hands-on. So I did a diploma of remedial massage.
Yep.
And that's, since then, I've never looked back. It's taken me pretty far with my career.
Yep.
And I'm really blessed for that. So it introduced me to a few of the athletes that I work with, and the most important person, yourself, mate.
Oh, mate, too kind, you too kind. No, like we got some mutual friends together, and I enjoy your company, your banter. You got a great sense of humor, and in any industry, like what we call in the tattoo industry, a bedside manner,
yep.
Is important, and you've got a great one as well. We always have a laugh and a good time and everything, but you're also very good at what you do and very informative. Like I've had a lot of massages over the years. Some are good, some are bad, some are happy, some are sad, but like what you deliver has definitely made my body better. So let's just go back to some other stuff, right? So just to go over your career as well. So all of that stuff you studied, if you hadn't have done remedial massage, where would have that skill set taken you?
To be the health science degree,
yes.
To be honest, it's nowhere, not really anywhere. It's more of like an arts degree, so it's a very generic.
So you could have been working in a supplement store.
Yeah, 100%. I could be in a convenience store. I could be anywhere. True. I could even be in the restaurant doing something.
Yeah.
So like I could even be your receptionist. Yeah. So if you need a receptionist, you just let me know.
No, mate, your skills will be you're better hand on. So with all that, like. So what's the difference between a physio, an osteo, and what you do? No, just to break it down.
This is going to be a big debate with a lot of the questions, but so generically,
and what you're saying, it's from your point of view.
From my point of view,
you're not slagging anyone else. So okay. It's like in the tattoo industry where people go, oh, what's better? Japanese, traditional, black and grey.
It's really subjective.
Exactly.
Yeah, so from my perspective, on my experiences, I find that physiotherapists are more focused on diagnosing issues.
Yep.
So for example, injuries. Also with them, they also work on the rehabilitation of clients, making them feel better.
Yeah.
And how we get there through the process of either some soft tissue work,
yeah,
or exercise prescription.
Yeah. Those injuries, are they mainly from like a car accident, workplace,
or just
accidents?
Just your general injuries, or like it can be car, it can be workplace injuries, it can just be like sport injuries.
Right.
Again, I've seen a few physios that go beyond, go above and beyond for their clients. But like I said, like I don't really use too many. If anything, I use a lot more massage therapists because I feel better benefits. But that's just me.
Yep.
For an osteo, similar to a chiro, uses more manipulation, so adjustments.
Yep.
Works more with the body's organs.
Yep.
Again, I've only used an osteo twice. Did I find benefits from it?
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
And then chiros, more so adjustments. They still look after injuries, but it's more of a newer school adjustments, help things, and help your body go back to like its it helps your body function a lot better through the adjustments.
Yeah.
Again, do I use them? I don't use them that often.
For example, when you're hands-on somebody, can you feel when people are out of a line? Like my left hip clicks all the time. Like all this sort of stuff. Are there other ways to get it better rather than
going to a physio? Of course. Like for example, in my field, so I'm a massage therapist. And with my degree, I also I studied. I call myself a Myohealth Therapist because I did a health science degree that majored in that movement science and the health. What I find is, although because a lot of massage therapists get shit on. I'm gonna be honest. Like we get shit on. We get the shit end of the stick. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, we get the shit end of the stick. So a lot of the times it's just like, oh, you go to a massage therapist. The connotations of massage therapists, everyone knows. We're there for a happy ending. A lot of that shit. So like for me,
especially being a hot Asian guy.
Oh, please don't.
But and I totally don't. But like what I with you, and correct me if I'm wrong if this term's wrong, but you like with the needling, with the cupping, is that a little bit more of a Eastern or holistic approach? Or how would you describe it?
Well, so like those are how I would describe. Like I do have influences on both Western and Eastern medicine, but that's just me. There are people that are strictly Western, strictly Eastern. Some people don't even believe in needles. Some people don't believe in cupping. Some people don't believe in adjustments. It's all subjective. It's what the clients feel on the receiving end. Is what would be like, is how you would say, if it works or not. So for example, for myself, I'm very big on specific things for specific jobs or specific things I need. So for example, I'll needle you if I'm seeing you there and you're just like, you're not relaxing, or I'm doing some hand work and like you physically cannot just let me go there. Like it's too painful. Or I'll find alternative methods to make it more so then you're more comfortable in the treatment room. So then, because the more relaxed you are. So another thing that I found in my industry, people tend to come in and be like, oh, I want the hardest massage. Because it makes me feel good. But at the same time, from my understanding and my studies, if you're constantly tense throughout a whole massage, and I'm trying to massage you, it actually makes it a lot more difficult for me. And the thing is, you're trying to fight me, so technically, you're not really getting anything out of it.
It's just like some weird psychological game in your head.
And then the thing is, you feel battered for the next how many days, and you supposedly you're feeling Whereas my approach now, it's taken me about 5 years to develop my craft. It's still developing. Obviously, because I'm still I'm always developing, and I found that as I get older and as I get further into my career, I've found different ways on treating clients and how to get them into a comfortable state so that I get better results. And this experience also stems with my experience with athletes. So I don't only work on general population people. I kind of delved into the elite athlete world, which I really enjoy. I enjoy that because one, it's my passion to educate and integrate all of my understandings to teach my clients or athletes how to look after their body. So
and I would imagine as well, like it's a high performance body.
100%.
Like, and it's getting pushed to the limits all the time.
So these limits are getting pushed to the point where like a lot of the times these athletes, like we think we're pushing ourselves to the limits when we're working hard with our sore back. These guys are going, let's just say 10 times harder. So they feel their effects a lot quicker. And with these guys, the turnaround time is fairly quick because within a day, they're back onto it. So I need to find strategies, one, to make them feel comfortable, to get them back to where they are, and to help them perform at those levels. And like I think now that I've worked with them, so my experience at the Sydney Kings, my experience at with the NRL boys, and my experience with polo, it's like it's all all of it has helped me become who I am and the therapist I am today.
So say these 3 different sports.
Yep.
The 3 different body types or whatever.
Yep.
Each one would have its own certain characteristic.
100%.
Yeah. So can you explain some of them?
So for example, footy, rugby league. What I found, a lot of busted shoulders.
Yeah.
Obviously because it's just a big impact sport on your shoulders. They do get a few of the hips, but majority of the shoulders. Boxers, forearms, or a lot of it is upper body.
Yeah.
And basketball is majority of the time it's all lower body, some with upper body. And this translates into like everyday people too. So like for example, a lot of the everyday people that work in offices, positions always at the desk, rolled shoulders. It's a common issue, and people often think it's normal. Yeah. It's not. Like if you look at some people with good postures, like it's not normal. Some people that work in offices have good postures. Why? Because they look after their bodies, and it's important. Like an example, your shop. There are a few tattoo artists.
You speak freely.
Yeah, so there are a few tattoo artists
this is beneficial for our industry.
There's a few tattoo artists that I've seen that are like, if I was to work like that for the next 5 years, I don't think I'd be a tattoo artist for much longer. Yeah. Only because one, if you're constantly putting your bodies in those positions and not looking after yourself, or not getting any work done, like for me coming in and seeing these things, it's just like it worries me. Like, and I tell you that a lot of the times, and like I've seen what you've done for your clients or your workers. Like, it's good that you put ergonomic chairs. Like ergonomic chairs are very good. And now, like I think in the corporate industry, they're doing a lot of like stand-up desks, like to promote like movement around, like not always sitting. Get up and stretch. Like you have beds here that raise up and down, but then when I come in,
people like this,
pretty much, and like they don't understand that. Like sometimes like yes, it does get the tattoo finished quicker, but the thing is the longevity of your career. Like, would you rather do that quick for like the next 5 years and not be able to tattoo, or would you rather take a bit longer? It takes 5 minutes to put a table up, and instead of like bending over, you can just go like, oh, the table's up, and you can just like lean over. It's just like
I think that's a little bit of like the naivety of youth, right? Because you just think it ain't going to happen to me.
Exactly.
We got people here in their early 30s that are maybe 10 years deep, got bad back issues.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like that. Like some of your workers, sorry, not clients. Yeah. No offense, but I've seen backs that some of them have backs that a 50-year-old, and they shouldn't. Like, look at yourself. You're 50, you're still moving around well, and your posture's a lot better compared to.
But I'm conscious of it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I played sport up until under 17s football, and then I didn't go to the gym until I was like 30. I spent those middle period just traveling around the world, working, partying, trying to like destroy myself. With no care for the future. It was only when I came home that I started to see older guys that I was working with that would look down and they couldn't see their penis or their feet.
Yeah, they'll drop off.
And it's just the fast food lifestyle as well. And I started to go, man, I thought this dude was in his 60s, he's actually 50. Yeah. And then started to go from there. I know myself, I had about 8 years ago, working 6-7 days a week, full on, I was getting the onset of carpal tunnel. And I went and saw a massage therapist. And, she put me through all of this stuff, and she was like, I think it was October, and I was just like, I've just got to get through, because I'm booked out, I've just got to get through till December. Then I got a month off. In the end, like my wrist was cramping up, I'd have to go and get like acupuncture, all this sort of stuff. And she said to me, she was brutal, she goes, Reese, I can tell you're not stopping working. She goes, if you come back to see me in February, and I can tell you've not stopped or anything like that, don't waste my time. Don't come back to me, because I would rather put my skills on someone else. And she related it to her. She said, look, even in my industry, being a masseuse, I've got to limit the hours, because my body's going to break down. And I believe you just had some.
Yeah, so I just recently snapped my wrist. Came off a bike, snapped my wrist. I got 2 screws and an artificial ligament in my wrist. So I was forced to take some time off. Yes, it is hard, but I learned that I learned very quickly that I had to take it off, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here still doing what I would be doing. So I currently it'd be, what's the date today? 21st. By next week, it would have been 5 months post-surgery.
Yeah, wow.
I was pretty much forced to take time off, and I was, obviously, me being young, this mindset of mine, which was stupid, I wanted to get back ASAP. And me being me, I did everything I could, but at the same time, the team that I had that was looking after me at Zone 34, so also where I work, they helped me out too, and they just pretty much snapped me back into reality. They were like, oh, if you really want to get back to work, you should just settle down. Just take your time off. Like we're not going to push you. You need to just take your time and let it heal. And that's the same, like what I can translate that into the boys, tattoo artists. Like you can take the time. Like you can still get the work done.
The crazy thing is, like, you know, I come from a generation of just like work your ass off, right? And now predominantly most tattoo artists now are working 4 days a week, right? And they've already got these problems coming. So, you know, like I've even stopped because I just feel like, oh, here's dad again whinging. So, but you can only do so much. So I'm kind of hoping something like this is going to get it across, even if not to people in this studio, but people wider in the industry as well, which can translate into any sort of desk job or whatever.
Like it's like a job's a job. I get it, but at the same time, your body's a temple at the end of the day. Without your body, the job's not going to get done. So even if you do the job and you filter out, in the future, the job's not going to get done anyways, because there's no body there. So if you can prolong your body as long as you can, that's better for you. And
like you, same thing, running your own business, there's no holiday pay.
100%.
There's no super. Like, so what are some of the typical traits you've noticed on people here? Like for me, normally, if I'm not conscious, like I try and train 4 to 5 days a week. Like I'm no professional athlete. I know I might look like one, but I'm not. And that's just, and I don't like it. Like some of it I do, some of it I enjoy it because it's with my mates. But generally, human nature is just to be a fat, lazy pig.
And just party, drink, eat shit, and that's it.
Exactly.
And like
worry about it later.
But
no one's going to worry about you. You got to worry about yourself.
100%.
So like I know me, if I'm very conscious because I look at people above me, their guts are out here and they've got a hunchback. I'm going to end up with some sort of hunchback, but I want to minimize it.
Correct.
So what are some of the characteristics
I've seen in the shop?
You've noticed here?
It's pretty poor that, like, it's pretty sad actually that you're trying to help a lot of your artists here. I do see some of them that do have really good postures, but I see a lot of the hunchness. Backs are pretty blown.
And they're just the ones that you've had your hands on.
And they're pretty much, necks are pretty bad. Like just like, and I'll be honest with you, like I've spoken to some of these people that I treat, and I'm just like, oh, do you guys train? Like I think training is, like, I get it. Sometimes training you can't train because it's financially like difficult or something.
It's not.
But at the same time, there are things you can do at home or things you can do in the workplace. If you're not going to train, then put your table up or use the chair. Like you don't need to bend over. Or like, for example, like what I find pretty surprising is people will go out, blow money on drinks, party, like they can party for the whole weekend, but they can't spend $60 a week on the gym. Like you can
even less. Like you can join F45 or plug there, our new official sponsor. Like and that's the thing as well. Like it doesn't take much.
It doesn't.
And you know, maybe I think let's just say we've got 20 artists here. I would say 4 people train.
The statistics there, like 4 out of 20
for themselves.
That's 20%. That's pretty bad.
Say someone, for example, is in their mid-30s, working 4 days a week, and their back's fucked already. They're going to choose not to train. Let's just say they've got some medicinal marijuana card, and they're self-medicating like that. Where would you see, and they do nothing, where would you see them when they're mid-40s?
They won't be here, definitely. Like they wouldn't be able to say if they won't be able, their body won't be able to cope with the work they're doing because physically, like mentally, they think they could do it. Physically, their bodies won't be able to do it. I'll tell you that now. Like I can, like from my experience of working on bodies and seeing people just not looking after themselves, like it gets pretty like it'll slap
pretty real, pretty
quick. Yeah. So like within like 5 years, you'll think you're cool, and then the next 5 years will just flick, and you're pretty much sitting at home, and you're thinking back, fuck, why didn't I just look after myself 5 years ago?
And then bitching on the world.
100%. And the thing is, it's never too late to start. So like even if you're 50 this year, mate,
already
looking good, mate.
Mate, you know, it's all those years of partying.
But I see like an example, right? You're 50. You've taken the time to, contact me, reach out to me to see, like, can you help me fix my body?
Yeah.
It's been an improvement for yourself. Like, and you're 50, and you got artists here that are not much older, like not much older than 20.
Yeah.
And they're sitting on their asses, enjoying themselves. Like my pitch would be if they want to be in the industry for a long time and build a legacy like yourself, like they should invest in their body and just take the time to, even if they don't and
that doesn't mean they have to be Arnold or have a
100%.
six-pack or anything like that.
Just get some physical activity done. Like just look after drinking and stuff. It is normal. I'm going to be honest. I have a drink here and there. You have a drink here and there. But it's just about having a balance of, yes, you can enjoy life, but also you need to look after yourself.
Yeah, if you're going to see the sun come up 1 day a week, you should probably be training 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And eating well at least a couple of days and not doing Uber Eats every night.
Correct. And the thing is, with training, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to lift weights for the whole time. Like you can just walk on the treadmill, or you can just get out there and do something.
There's like a lot of things I've noticed now. There's like a lot of, stretching is a huge thing, like stretch classes. So what are so apart from say the back, what else have you noticed on the tattoo artist body? Like for me, my arms, I love it.
A lot of the time,
when I get massage here, I'm like, oh my God, that's the best.
Yeah, so
and my hands.
A lot of the times, what I've noticed, some of the boys, or like they complain about tennis elbow, or
golf elbow.
Or golfer's elbow, like just pain in their wrist, or.
And that's not my tattoo hand. That's from stretching and grabbing.
And the thing is, because you're constantly grabbing and you're constantly holding a gun, the vibrations, it's just gonna piss it off. And the thing is, I'll be honest, how simple it is just to fix this. Yeah. If you just hold, even if you just hold your groceries and just give it a few up and downs, you're strengthening that. These things don't require money. It's pretty functional.
If you can do that,
100%, you can do this. 100%.
Yeah.
Just find something heavier.
Won't be hard. Might be hard.
Won't be hard. I find it a bit hard for myself.
Yeah. So there's all of that, and then what about? Say as well, we've got the back like the neck, because I got told once when it's hanging over like this, it's like the weight of a bowling ball.
100%. You're putting so much stress on your spine.
Yeah. Like an old tattooer from King's Cross, probably one of the fittest tattooers of that generation, is a guy called Rocky, Pete Tiliakis. He's trained his whole life, Mundine Gym for 40 years. He's in the lockdowns, we were sparring in the shop here with him, and he showed me this thing, and he's right into martial arts as well, where he would literally do that. Mm-hmm. And he explained it to me, and then back again. And when you do it, you hear it all creaking, because he was like, all these cords are up here.
It's crazy.
Running up here, and you're stretching and like that. And I do that before I train or spar or anything like that, because it's it does loosen up. Even I know when I tattoo, I tend to do this.
Yep.
Right, so I'm aware of it, and I make a conscious effort throughout the day to try and put my head back that way. So here I can do this. This one, it's only here.
You want to know why?
Different, yeah.
Because your body. So, for example, if you're in a position for a long period of time for years, your body's going to think that's normal. But the thing is, it's not normal, and your body's just going to adjust to thinking that's normal, and that's when you're going to have complications. So, example, right? Let's just say the door hinge.
Yeah.
If one screw comes out, eventually the door's going to get loose and it's going to come off.
Yes.
That's pretty much what. Yeah. The analogy is.
Yeah, okay.
So if you don't get it fixed, or if you don't fix it, your body's just going to think it's normal. Over time, bang, snap, it's gone.
Yeah, I can subconsciously you just feel yourself like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So with all of that, what are what we'll do later, we'll go out there and we'll get you to just show some basic exercise. I know it might sound like weird, but I think it's good because not a lot of people, and it's probably something people can do at home.
Of course.
You can do it in your bedroom. You can do it.
You can do it in the car
of your own home. Yeah, you don't have to do it at work and have your workmates taking the piss out of you and bagging you and all that sort of
100%.
stuff.
But I think like my purpose in terms of like coming into the studio or like meeting new clients is educating. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people often think, oh, they're young, it's not gonna happen to them. Like my job is, man, I'm young, it happened to me. Like I'm telling you from my experience, like it's gonna happen. Like you can't say it's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's just part of life. But the thing is, if you can prevent it from happening, why don't you? Like it'd be stupid. Let's just say, like, you know, would you rather die early because, you know, or would you rather just help yourself and prolong that? Like,
yeah, I've always said, you know, like tattooing is like an extended professional sports person's career, because, you know, say an NRL player, 35, they're pretty much done.
Yep.
You know, what then for them? So same thing for tattooing. What if there's only a few people in their mid-60s that are at the top of their game, you know, and there's so many tattooers now. So, and in our industry, there's no superannuation unless you're switched on enough and
it's like me.
You want to do all of that stuff, but the majority of people don't want it. It's just easy come, easy go, right?
100%.
So to have that long career, I think it is important to look to the future, to do all this sort of stuff, to use all the available things that we have these days. Even if you're working in a studio and you don't have the best beds out there, you can buy it yourself.
100%.
It's a tax deduction and you can take it with you when you leave. You know, it's for your future.
Yeah, like I find that if you wanna stay in it for longer, like why not invest in yourself? It's not, you're not, like, things go very, like, money comes and goes, but the thing is, you don't. Like, you want.
My day, we used to tattoo with these heavy things, right, with real small grips like a pencil. So there were a lot more wrist injuries, but you weren't doing like 6-hour days on people. There was a lot of short, sharp, bang, bang, bang. So a lot of wrist injuries, where now everything is so light, disposable, plastic, cartridges, pens. So the ergonomic of tattooing is a lot less damaging on your hand. But then I think with that, the body is there. Like, only up until probably 10 years ago, we would tattoo people off chairs. You know, only in the last 10 or 15 years, max, have the beds come into it.
Jesus.
So, you know, so that sort of changed the industry and well. And, you know, I used to tattoo with like a brick or something here, and that was my armrest. I'd have someone's elbow there, and we used to call it the death grip, and just grab them like that. So you would tend to be tattooing a bit straighter. Like if you've got someone's arm there,
you're not really
tattooing a lot better. You're not going to be like that. But now, if someone's on a bed, you can quite easily just go, boom.
And the thing is too, what I've noticed, yes, I get it. You have to sit down sometimes because you're tired. But the thing is, again, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have fucked hips from just sitting for so long. Like, the worst thing you can do to hips is just sit down for so long because your hips are going to get so tight. And then once you start moving, you probably have a hip of a 50-year-old lady. Like,
and then let's throw this into the mix. Get up, go home, get stoned, play computer games all night. Come on.
Yeah, you're not getting better.
You're probably spending all of 3 hours a day max
standing up.
If you're standing.
Yeah, in a 24-hour period.
21 hours laying down or sitting down.
Yeah.
It ain't good.
No way. Like, for myself, like, even my industry, massage can be strenuous. However, there's different techniques. So sometimes you get people that will just bend over, same like a tattoo artist would do. And sometimes you get people that really know how to use their body weights. I know people that have been in my industry that are 30 years old and already complaining about back pain, and then there are people, my mentor, that taught me. So a lady named Donna West. So she pretty much taught me how to use my body. She's a lot older than me, and she's still pretty much inflicting a lot of that pressure on me, and it feels great. Like, the thing is, my dreams is obviously to be working for as long as I can, helping people for as long as I can. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure a lot of tattoo artists would.
For sure.
And if you want to do that, like, it's not too late to start looking after yourself now.
So what we'll do before we go out and do some other segments of the stretching and stuff. So, like, you know, late 20s?
28.
There you go. Yeah, and you're coming into the prime of your career now. So, what are some of the hopes and dreams of, say, like what's one of the pinnacles in your career you would want to achieve?
So one of my dreams that I want to achieve at the moment now would be. So I currently have a clinic out in the West in a gym called Park Fitness.
Yeah.
So I'm working out of there. I also have my worker that's working out of there.
Yeah.
One of my dreams is to obviously build that clinic up to make it a lot more busier. Yep. So we are pretty busy now, but I would like it to be a lot more busier. Yep. To service a lot more of my clients and new clients. I want it to be more of like a hub of, instead of just seeing it as, oh, I'm just going there just to get a massage, more so, oh, I'm going there to, yes, get massage. I'm enjoying my time there and I'm learning.
Yeah.
That's one of my main goals. Another goal would be working in the NBA. So that's one of my childhood dreams.
Yeah. Awesome.
Currently, recently applied for a role there.
Awesome.
So hopefully, if all goes well, I get a stint there. But at the moment, I'm really enjoying, like, one of my goals that I've achieved that I set myself was to work in elite sports. It was only about, I think in the last 2 years that it really started picking up. So my first official elite athlete was Paulo Cuso. So how I got onto him was, I don't even, it was just out of nowhere. It was pretty crazy. So he was training his strength and conditioning at my gym. That I was working out of, and
was that Park then?
At Park, and then we had a mutual, and he introduced me to him, and since then I've been with him for pretty much his whole career as a professional.
Do you follow around the fights and stuff?
Yeah, so I do get access to his fights in his locker rooms. I do come, and I do prep him for all his fight camps. Which I really enjoy. I enjoy it because I can see that he's getting better and he cares for it. So it makes my job a lot more. I feel a lot more satisfaction when I see someone's putting the work and they can see the results.
Do you see? Because obviously boxing, it's just Paulo.
Yeah.
Do you see a difference between like an individual athlete
and a team
sport athlete?
Yeah. So with team sports, depending who you are, I think it's obviously the individual. Some team sports, some people often get a bit, so they're good for the first few weeks. And then they tend to slack off a little bit. And
depending on the team, how successful it is.
Correct. And I find that the people that really stick their head in, or put their head into it and just block all that noise off and just put 100% in, they're actually less injured.
Right.
Yeah. So, and another thing that I work for, so a team. I'm introduced. I'm actually involved with the team. So the Sydney Kings. That was an experience, and I will be forever grateful for that experience. So, my mentor at TAFE introduced me to, she took me to she brought me out once. And then she kept bringing me out. I think she brought me out a total of 3 times to the Kings just to do some free work on them, just volunteer work. And then out of nowhere, the head physio contacted me and offered me a job.
Awesome. So
that's a testament to her, to my mentor. And I will always be forever grateful because I think that was what really set my career up. That along with Paulo, they're 2 of my first proper elite athletes.
My profile.
And then now I'm starting to see a few NRL people.
Awesome.
And it's just the network's just getting out there. So it's just the more I network with these people, the more they see the work I do. The more I can change the movement, and it's better for everyone.
How crazy, just to sidetrack a little bit, how crazy has the fitness industry exploded?
It's crazy,
if I think about when I started going to the gym regularly, say 20 years ago, no way what it was now. Now, especially the last 10.
There's everything coming out every 2 weeks.
And there's a lot of, the cold bath plunges, the the compression legs, the saunas, the infrared saunas, all this other stuff. So it's all of this stuff as well. And like I listen to some podcasts, all the supplements, whether it's NMN, whether it's NAD, infusion drips.
It's crazy.
All this sort of stuff.
Joe Rogan goes on about that too.
It's almost like we're on the cusp of not discovering the fountain of youth, but how to extend your life.
Yeah. And like there are services, there are things for you, like use them.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard. Like pretty much like it's getting spoon fed.
Yeah.
Like I think when I started training about 10 years ago, so that's when I started training just out of high school. I only knew so much about, like, it was just the gym. I didn't have, like, you know, I didn't know too much about the cryotherapy, the infrared saunas, these cold baths. Like, we knew about it, but it was just like, oh, who would go for a cold bath, or who would go for these compression boots? Now it's just like it's readily available. Like it's like
it's become like
the norm.
But an amazing healthy lifestyle. Like you know, you had your swimming, surfing, cricket, football, whatever. But even now, just training is a lifestyle. Heaven forbid we mention activewear. You know, it's a whole industry. It's crazy. You know, and it's like look good, feel good, comfortable. Like, mate, you know, as someone that works in an industry where we encourage and we help self-expression, we help people tailor their body for their vision of what they want to look like. I think it's great.
100%. I think being sedentary or like just sitting down in your ass all day, why wouldn't you live that lifestyle? Like it's the normal lifestyle now. Like if anything, it helps you. Like it's not like it's like drinking's not cool anymore. It's not about drinking anymore. It's about who, like, you know,
it's about psychedelic.
What fantasies do you want to see?
But like, it is good, and it's like people are taking a lot more notice of things. A lot, you know, I think some of the statistics of most triathletes now are in their late 40s.
Yeah, it's great.
It's these sort of guys or girls or whatever that are just pushing themselves to the limit. And I think a lot of it is psychological as well. They just want to do it. And obviously, you know, thoughts on that?
So I just recently ran like a 10K marathon last Sunday.
I hate to break it to you, a marathon's 42 Ks.
Oh, sorry, mate. Okay, a 10K run. I did a 10K run.
No, you did it. You did a fun run.
Oh, a fun run. Yeah. Anyways, so a few of my clients did the marathon.
Yep.
They're 50 plus.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll show you, like, I'll give you two results. You'll probably be surprised. So one of my friends that kind of missed, so he did the marathon, not by choice. He had to do it because he missed the fun run, because he was too busy going to the toilet and he missed the start time. This friend of mine is 28 years old too, my age.
Yep.
Semi-fit, did it in 5.5 hours.
Wow.
My other friend that's 29 did it in 5 hours, 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, these are young guns. My 52-year-old client did it in 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
These people, like,
what do you put that down to?
Putting the time in, looking after their body, training. Like, he's 50 and he's killing it. Like, I was speaking to him about prepping for the run. Yep. And he's like, I don't like sitting at home. I enjoy, you know, being active, because I find that being active, there are studies in textbooks at uni that I studied that where the longer you can lift weights or move, the longer you can prolong your life. Like like my grandma, an example. My grandma is 83.
What can she bench press?
Asian lady, very good. So for her age, a lot of 83-year-old people would often not walk to the shops. My grandma's just walking to the shops. She just went on a holiday for 4 weeks in Vietnam, walking around. Wow. She lives about 10 minutes from the shops. So and she'll walk to the shops.
Yeah, amazing.
Like, it can be done. Like, and I think that all comes down from lifting us as kids when she was younger, and it helped her. And the thing is, like, what I find for myself, from my experiences, is if I don't train, I feel really flat and shit. Like, that's the bottom of it. But that's me. And I find that a lot of my clients feel the same. And like, the thing is, yes, it is shit when you first start because it's sore. But the thing is, think about the benefits of it. Like, you're gonna get stronger. Like, there's no way you can go backwards. Like, unless you're doing something to fuck your body.
Yeah.
Like, if you just do the basics.
Yeah.
Walk in the treadmill, squats.
Yeah.
Bench press. How much are you bench pressing?
Oh, about 2 bags of sugar.
Even better. Like, still.
Yeah, well, let's deviate a little bit just before I forget. So, like, talking about that 50-year-old, I want to touch on 3 things, like mindset.
Yep.
Then I want to talk about, like, I think, well, I'm not going to talk about, I want to talk about mindset and then depression.
Yes.
Right? But first of all, I think the government should be giving anyone, like we have our healthcare subsidies, all this sort of stuff.
100%.
Anyone that's got a gym membership should come off your taxable income.
Yes.
Because long term, it's going to alleviate the pressure on the hospital system.
Correct.
Which is already like under the pump.
I think that's a very good point that you make. Another thing is, I understand. Like, what I've noticed in the industry is, we do get a lot of clients that don't come to see us because it's expensive.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, there is health insurance, but the thing is, some health insurance only pay, like, they pay peanuts. And
you might only get a couple a year.
Correct. And the thing is, what people don't understand is it's a domino effect. So, like, if I can help somebody, like, let's just say, for example, I'll use you an example. If the government helped you in terms of with other funding, or, help you with your health insurance, make it a bit cheaper for you and cover more, you'll see me more often.
Yeah.
And then if you see me more often, yes, it's great for me, but at the same time, you're saving time for other people that need to go, let's just say, like, the hospital, right? It minimizes you from getting injuries where you need to go to the hospital, or I'm just saying, this is obviously worst case scenario.
Yes.
It helps you. It saves you from going to the hospital, saves you from going to the doctors. Sometimes doctors are getting under the pump for just muscle ache. Whereas, like, if people knew, like, I could just go see a massage or physio, it takes the pressure off everybody.
Sure.
And the thing is, it takes the pressure off everyone. And the thing is, we can all be functional and like healthy.
Yeah, even from an employment point of view,
people stay at work.
You're gonna work better. You're gonna be more productive. All this sort of stuff until the robots take over.
Yeah.
But then you've got the other one. Like, back to that 50-year-old. Do you think his mindset had anything to do with it above the 28, 29-year-old?
100%. Like, I think, so I was speaking to him and he said that, to be honest, like, he's been running since he was 9. So listen to this, He did his first city to surf when he was 9. He's done it since every year since. Amazing. And the thing is, you see 28-year-olds do it once.
Yeah.
I've done it once, I don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
This guy's put his head down. Yeah. Oh, fuck, it's hectic. Like, it's good. I love it. Yeah. It benefits me. Yeah. And the thing is, and he's not living your fast food lifestyle. He's, for a 52-year-old person to be running a 3-hour marathon.
Yeah. Credit to him.
100%. And the thing is, if you want to, like, I'm pretty sure with him, he's had his fun, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he doesn't have his fun. It's fine to have fun. Yeah. It's good for the mind. Yeah. But the thing is, there's a balance.
Yes.
That's my whole point. Like, you can have fun, but you need to balance it out with something to, obviously, let's just say you're going to have a big night here. Yeah. Like, if I have a big night, my thing is, the next morning I want to get in the water or get to a beach and just sweat it out or do something, because
not back it up or lay in bed all day 100%. And get pizza that night.
Correct. I want to eat healthy. Like, I try to eat, like, I do have a few bad meals a week, but it's normal. It's life. But the thing is, I try to make better choices, and I see a lot of people like that 50-year-old. He makes better choices. Like,
and then let's touch on, like, the depression thing, because there's such a big thing in the community and all across everywhere about mental health.
Of course. I
think some of the studies show exercise is the #1 way to combat mental health problems and depression especially.
Of course.
So it's crazy, especially in the periods where we couldn't work. I won't say the magic word so we don't get in. No one was prescribing even moderate exercise. Yeah. And just that alone is going to help on so many other levels as well.
Speaking about that, I actually had first-hand experience.
Really? Okay.
During that time, I couldn't work. I wasn't an essential service.
Yep.
And I had a client of mine that was going through that was just going insane. So what we did was we would meet at the park, we'd train.
Yep.
He pretty much said to me, "Oh, if I didn't train during that time, I don't think I'd be here."
Yeah.
And for me, it's just like if I can help somebody like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it wasn't even just me helping him. It was just being out and doing something, like doing physical activity or like just stimulating the brain.
Yeah.
Like I found that during that time, I would say one of the best times of my career.
Yep.
Like, yes, the flashy stuff with like, working with elite athletes, but the thing is, you don't realize little things make big impacts on people, especially mental health. I'm a very big believer on that because I would say I self-diagnosed myself. I did go down that path. I've been down that path a few times. And my biggest thing was I didn't speak to anybody.
Classic male trait.
Of course. And the thing was, it was bad, and it got to the point where like I got stuck on that fast food diet for a bit. And I just blew out. And then there was one day when I just went to go train or physical exercise, anything. Just went for a run, went for a walk. And I guarantee, I'll tell you now, it just flipped that switch. I just switched off. Like people think, oh, I'm talking shit. Like it just happened. No. I'm telling you. One good thing that happened, like going for a walk, I used to hate going for a run. I find it so therapeutic, like especially I find it so therapeutic where like if I don't go for a run or if I don't do something in the gym, I get weird. Like I use that as my own time, and like when I'm there, even though I'm dying with the workouts, I feel so good. Like the endorphins in my brain is just pumping. It is so good.
And then if you can find a good training partner as well, even better.
100%. Like I think training partners are great. If you don't like, if you find it really hard. But like in terms of helping with mental health, I think physical exercise is one of the best things that you can do.
I want to like touch on as well, like the power of touch, right? Like as a tattooer, I'm pretty in tune after all the years of doing it, and I'm sure I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. So touching people, power of it, you absorb energy from people.
100%.
So you can tell when they're having a hard time,
100%.
when they're down, when they're this, down, they're that. And you've got a very good soul, man. You're very good. And just talking about what you said then, I know as well when I'm tattooing people, they're going through hell.
100%.
Like a guy opened up to me the other day right at the end of it. And we spent like 15 minutes just talking.
But I think that's the good thing about our industry, like both our industries, or just our personalities. I think, like we create an environment where like people feel safe.
You can
like,
drop your guard, 100%. You can be vulnerable.
And like I think what differs me from a lot of my competitors or people that I've worked with or people that have worked on me, like I've noticed with my clients, and they've told me is that when they come to my office or when they see me, it's just they just feel free. Like it sounds fucking gay.
No.
Sorry.
No,
it sounds
gay means happy.
It sounds like
every time I see you Friday morning, I feel gay.
But like, I think like I found that they've really enjoyed the company, and the thing is, I'm not here like to make all these things happen, but it just happens.
I'm going to butt in, but for you, it's natural. And for me, it's natural as well. It's easy after life experience, whatever. And it's like attracts like some of those times.
I should ask them for their Medicare card.
For sure.
We're like psychologists.
100% you are. But same as us.
But it's good. Like I think that's very important for a lot of people. Like when they come to us, like for example, when they get a tattoo from you, like if they're opening up to you, like you've already done half of your job.
Yeah.
And it's how good does it feel? Like,
oh man, it's amazing. Like a guy the other day goes, oh man, I'm paying you $300 an hour, and it's cheap. I get a tattoo and it's like session. But it is one of those things, and it is good. But I think on a different note, with all of that, like now, we're in a realm of where podcasts are huge. This one here will be one of the biggest ones in the world.
Colourful Life today.
But it's just a good thing, and like we're just talking and having fun and exposing to both of our communities. But podcasts are a way of educating yourself.
100%.
You can listen to headphones when you're doing, when you're going for a run, when you're walking, when you're at home, when you're on the bus, the train. So when in an era where you don't have to go to TAFE, you don't have to sit down and just watch YouTube.
100%.
You can research subjects at your pace.
Yeah.
And like, it's great. So with all of these things out there, what I hope for tattoo artists or any artist in general that's sitting down at a desk, whether you're even in an office job, just take some of this stuff on board, and when you start to feel those aches and pains, if you don't want to do something, maybe just listen to another podcast, or just go and get a free trial at any of the fitness groups that are out there, whether it's F45, Anytime Fitness, whatever. You'll get a free week and just go and do something.
100%.
And what I've found when I've gone there, there's actually a nice community. You know, you don't have to feel ashamed or embarrassed. There's a lot of people there that look like you, look different than you, but they're all there for that same reason.
100%. I think what I've noticed...
Like the stigma for a guy, like a little skinny guy walking into a gym with all these big roid heads, that's gone. It's still out there, but that's not what you have to do.
100%.
There's more options.
I think you made a really good point there, because like some people think, oh, going to massages is about
a happy ending.
Yeah. But the thing is,
and there's a stigma. Like my old shop in Oxford Street, there was like a dodgy one next door and another one 2 doors down. So many, you see the dudes pacing out the front before they sneak in.
Yeah, but the thing is, with my, like when I first started, like people were like, oh, you want to be a massage therapist? Like I'm like,
the stigma.
For me. And I was like, yeah, why not? Like they're like, oh, do you know what they do? I was like, mate, fuck, I'm here to fucking change that. Like, and I'm looking back and I'm like, see, like, I'm looking back, like, see, if I listened to you, I would have been a fucking loser.
Yeah.
And then look where I am now. Like, you're fucking using me. To help you. And you used to be one of those guys that were bagging me out. Like, get fucked. Do you know what I mean?
What are some of the other, like, I imagine some of the other bad bodies would be like tradie bodies? Yeah,
tradies are pretty bad. People who just sit on their ass. Truckies. Truckies are pretty bad. I see
it's a can of, well, truckies and tradies, it's a can of Vienna meat pie or whatever.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And also, like there's actually a lot of people. It's not just tattoo artists or massage therapists. Like everybody, like most populations are actually suffering from it, and they don't even know. Like,
well, I think Australia is up there with, you know, where it's probably as obese as America. You know, and you know things are getting stacked against us more and more. So it is harder and harder to do the right thing, but you've got to do it because no one else is going to do it for you.
It's the only person that can do it is yourself. Like I can tell you to do something. If you don't do it.
How about we'll wrap this part up. I just want to say thank you, Andrew. It's been a pleasure you coming here. I really appreciate you talking and being open and honest and all that sort of stuff. So I'm sure people are going to find it beneficial. Where can people find you? Like your Instagram?
So they can find me at Myohealth Therapy on Instagram. They can also find me on the Park Fitness Instagram, or they can find me here on a Friday.
Every Friday at Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo. Best spot. Thanks for having me though.
No, you're welcome, mate. It's a pleasure, and I look for many more years ahead of this sort of stuff. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go out and just show some basic stretches, maybe pinpoint some things, and we'll roll from there. Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, buddy. My pleasure.